Hello and welcome to the CIML pregame show. I am your host, Blake Walker. Where has the time gone by? We are in week number 9, the last week of the regular season of the 2024 Iowa High School football year. Before we hit the postseason, we have a stacked show ahead of us in front of a stacked slate of games here on this beautiful Friday night here in Central Iowa. We're going to go over the RPI, your top 20 in the RPI, talk about a couple playoff scenarios, some coach interviews, and much, much more. Let's jump right into your RPI of the top 20 in Class 5A. Your RPI in Class 5A, top 20 look like this. I'll try to give you a couple of the playoff scenarios as we roll. Number 1, Bettendorf is number 1, the only undefeated team left. If they win against City High, guess what? They stay as the number 1 seed. If they lose, the farthest they can drop is 3rd, so Bettendorf's looking at a home playoff game. Iowa City Liberty at the number 2 spot. Very good chance they could end up as the 1 seed if Bettendorf slips. Dowling Catholic at 3rd, Johnston at 4th, and Linn-Mar at the number 5 spot. They take on Pleasant Valley in the 6th spot. The winner of Linn-Mar-Pleasant Valley will get home field advantage. The loser will go on the road. West Des Moines Valley sits at the number 7 spot, should be in when it comes to a home playoff game. Much better than the under 500 route they took last year. Sioux City East is at the number 8 spot, but face a very big uphill climb against Johnston here on Friday night. Sioux City East must win if they want to stay in home playoff contention. Iowa City High takes on Bettendorf. If they win, they're in the top 8. If they lose, they're going to have to stay on the road and fall deeper down the hole and face a tougher team. Ankeny Centennial comes in at number 10. They still have a chance to face home field advantage in the playoffs with a win and a couple helpful losses by other teams on Friday night. Iowa City West comes in at the number 11 position. They face Prairie. They're not safe by any means, but a win will make you feel better. Ankeny is at the 12 spot. Most likely will not be able to get to home field advantage. They will be going on the road for the postseason. Ankeny played last night. Ottumwa at the number 13 spot and Waterloo West at the 14 spot. These two play each other here tonight, and it's pretty simple. The winner is in, the loser is out. Should be a very fun game tonight. Southeast Polk at the number 15th position. They played last night, got the win. They are going to be advancing into the top 16. They will have to go on the road. And then Waukee at the 16th spot. They will face number 18th ranked Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln. The winner of that game is in the postseason. The loser is out. At the 17th spot, in between them, is 4-4 Cedar Falls, who is going to hope for a couple losses. Should be in if they take care of business, but will most likely be the 16th and final seed. Dubuque Hempstead at the 19th spot, and Davenport North round out your top 20. Things are getting exciting. There's only 1 week left, one more night of football, and then finally we will have a set-in-stone 16-team playoff field. That is your RPI for Class 5A, all top 20 teams. We'll see who gets in and who is left out. We'll take a break and be back with your coach interview and much more. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
The deals are hot this month at DeArmond Ford Indianola. New 2024 F-150 XLTs with 3.9% for 60 months, plus up to $8,000 off MSRP. Get $6,000 off or 2.9% for 72 months on new 2024 Expeditions and new 2024 Edge and Escapes, both with 1.9% for 60 months, plus up to $2,075 rebate. No payments for 90 days on all new Fords at DeArmond Ford Indianola.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It's time for the coach interview segment of tonight's pregame show. I had a chance to sit down with Coach Bakker and Coach Kilburg ahead of Waukee and Council Bluffs Lincoln's big matchup here tonight. Here with head coach Gabe Bakker of the Waukee Warriors. Coach, thanks for joining us today. This week's pretty much right out in front of you. You know what you have to do. You got to win to get in. If you lose, you're out. Has that made things easier by any means? Is it better than going in and thinking, well, here's what could happen, or is it just plain and Jane winning you're in?
No, I think it's brought a little more excitement to the game with our kids in practice. I think we've had a little extra bit of juice so far this week, and hopefully it continues. You know, you want to be playing meaningful football at the end of the season, and we're definitely doing that.
Your last two games, obviously, one against Roosevelt. You fall short to Southeast Polk by 3. Good effort on both sides. Where have you seen your team improve here in the last couple of weeks, not just as the season's gone on, but was there anything in the middle of the season that you were hoping would get better that has gotten better?
Well, I think right in the middle of our year, if we go back to week 5, Johnston kind of made us all kind of look ourselves in the mirror and kind of see what we were about. And I think our kids and our coaches took that to heart. We improved on some little things. You know, we had to correct some things in our passing game and our pass defense. And we've done that. We've kind of tweaked some things with our run defense as well, which I really think will help us here this week. And then if we're lucky enough to keep going, help us in the future.
You play a Council Bluffs Lincoln team that is also on the bubble. They win, they're in. 5-3 right now. They've kind of played a couple of the teams that you guys have played kind of in and out. So what have you guys seen on film this week? What's something that you guys are honing into? Kind of give us an example of what this team is about.
Yeah, I think they're a much improved football team from a year ago. They have some really good athletic kids at the skill position. Their quarterback is one of the better athletes in the state, I would have to say. So we have to contain him. We also have to be ready for some different looks defensively that we don't see week in and week out here in Central Iowa.
Coach, last thing for you. Your home games, I think, are some of the best in the state. How do you guys use that as home advantage? I mean, this year's been good to you guys at home for the most part, but how do you guys feed off that? Because it sure seems like the student section, from what I see in the beginning of the games, is awesome. You know, how important is that to you guys on Friday nights?
No, I think we have one of the better atmospheres around. I'm a little biased with that statement, but it really just does provide energy. You know, if we are going through a little lull in a series or not, they pick us up. And if we can make some big plays on either side of the ball, it really gets the juices going and gets the atmosphere electric.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Good luck to you and the Warriors here on Friday night.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach. Here with Coach Kilburg of Council Bluffs, Lincoln. Coach, thanks for joining us here today. You don't get to play a lot of Central Iowa teams a lot, but you get a big one here tonight, or here on Friday night. Waukee, you're both 5-3, playoff implications. First of all, this is the second time just in this decade that you guys have hit 5 wins. Talk about how big this is, how big this season has been for the program that you guys have been building.
It's been huge. Our kids have really bought in from previously. We're only getting 2 wins last year to now getting that up to 5 wins last year or this year, revenging a lot of losses from the previous season. Kids are buying in really well. They're liking the things that we're doing as a coaching staff. They're really creating their own culture. We've kind of talked to the kids about that too, about the type of season that they're having. It's not often that a school like ours gets to that 5-win mark, or let alone gets themselves into this position to be fighting for a playoff spot. And I think they're kind of recognizing that themselves. They're preparing really well this week, it looks like. It's exciting. It's really exciting. I mean, you can kind of feel the buzz in the school alone. Kids are excited to go watch Friday nights. They're excited to kind of talk about the football team having success, and hopefully that bleeds into the winter sports. Hopefully it encourages more kids to come out next year. But it's been really good for the program.
Talk about your team a little bit. You have a quarterback that does both. I mean, he can run and he can pass. We don't see that a lot here in the Metro. Explain what ETN's meant to the team this year, and just, we don't see that a lot in Class 5A.
Yeah, it's so fun to work with. Having a quarterback that's dual threat, you get to scheme up a lot of different things, really try to create opportunities for him to get into open space and utilize his legs, but still drop back and throw it. He's got a really big arm. He's committed to FCS North Dakota, so really excited opportunity for him as well. But he's been huge for us. He's taken care of the ball. Last year he struggled. He had, I think, 11 interceptions. So he just struggled with turnovers, whereas this year I think he's understanding a lot more how to utilize his legs, and he's doing that. If throws aren't there, he's smart enough to tuck and run. It might only be for 2 or 3 yards, but he's at least taking care of the ball. He's letting us live to fight another down, and that's opened up a lot of opportunities for our offense to continue drives, to sustain drives, or really capitalize in the red zone. But having a guy like him, he's such a good leader too. He really steps up in practices. He helps guys out. His football knowledge is next tier. He really understands the reads he's making and why he's making them. So seeing his growth alone from last year to this year has been really exciting.
Talk about the defense just a little bit. You have a ball hawking defense. I mean, 10 plus interceptions on the year. What's led to that? I mean, is it more of that buying in, or is it just kind of the type of teams you guys have faced? What do you attribute to that?
I think it's a little bit of both. It's definitely the kids buying in. We made some slight changes last year to this year. Last year we were 3-front. This year we're still traditionally a 3-front. We kind of are more of like a 3-3-5 now, I would say, as opposed to a 3-4 last year. And so we've got this position where he's kind of we call him the corrector of our defense. He's kind of supposed to fix everything. And I think that's opened up a lot of opportunities for our D-backs to be kind of more ball hawks.
Last question for you, Coach. You play a Waukee team that's kind of been up and down. I mean, they'll have their great week and then they'll fall a little bit, just kind of on and off. What's the key this week to taking down this team? They got a good quarterback, still young. I mean, just a junior, but well-experienced team. What's the key this week?
We got to try and keep their offense off the field, and we got to convert our third down situations, our big situations, take care of those opportunities. I don't ever really consider them having a down week because they're playing a lot of Metro teams, and we know what that's like. So they're going to be a well-coached team. They were well-coached last year. They're really well-coached this year too, watching them on film. They fit their run gaps really well defensively. They're just really stout. They keep 6 in the box, and they'll line up in their secondary and just basically tell you to go beat them. So they're really athletic. They're really strong, but same with their quarterback, Bakker. He can get it done on the ground too. And so this is the first situation where we've really faced kind of a dual threat quarterback as well. So it's unique for us, but we game plan around it. We try to set up situations to allow our kids to succeed. So hoping we can get into the fourth quarter, be in a dogfight. They're playing for a playoff opportunity too, so we know that we'll get their best fight as well. So I'm excited for it. It should be a good game. Looking forward to it.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Good luck to you and the Lynx here on Friday night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Coach. Once again, want to take a moment to thank all the coaches for chatting with us all regular season long and maybe into the postseason if their team makes it. We appreciate it greatly, and it helps give you, the fans, a little bit of an insight into what's going on this week. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll look at your games to watch tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network and what's going on around the state.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V-Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
And welcome back to the CISM Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. Let's take a look at what's on tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network, along with what's going on around the state. Your 5A games tonight here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We'll talk about probably the biggest one tonight. Number 16th ranked Waukee takes on number 18th ranked Council Bluffs Lincoln. Both teams are 5-3 coming into tonight's matchup. It's pretty simple. The winner is on to the playoffs. The loser is going home. It's going to be a fun one. At Waukee Stadium, Waukee will look to get into the postseason for the second straight year. Valley taking on Marshalltown. Valley a little bit banged up in the injury category. Expect to see a couple more backups tonight. Marshalltown has not had the season they've wanted, but got the win last week against Des Moines Lincoln. They'll look to take down a monster of an upset opportunity on the road at Valley Stadium. And then finally, Ankeny Centennial takes on a Des Moines in-city rival, Urbandale. Should be a good one. Ankeny Centennial at the number 10 spot. If they win, they have a good chance to move up and have a chance at a home playoff game. Those are the games tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network. And your other games going on tonight. Number 4 Johnston takes on number 8 Sioux City East. The Dragons have been the surprise team this year in the Metro and look to continue with a win tonight over number 8 Sioux City East. The Black Raiders have a chance to possibly drop out if they lose. If they win, they keep their home field advantage. If they lose, they're going on the road. Should be a tough test for Sioux City East on the road against that powerful Johnston defense. Iowa City High at number 9 takes on number 1 Bettendorf. City High loses to Linn-Mar last week on a failed 2-point conversion. Bettendorf beats Prairie in overtime, 48-47. Both these teams coming off 1-point win and or 1-point loss. Last week, this is going to be a phenomenal football game. Can City High upset the Bulldogs and end their perfect season? Or will Bettendorf cruise into the playoffs at a perfect 9-0? Number 6, Pleasant Valley taking on number 5, Linn-Mar. Pleasant Valley trying to recover after the loss to Iowa City West. Linn-Mar looking good after that win over Iowa City High. Should be a really good game between these two. The winner gets home field advantage in the postseason. The loser is going on the road. And finally, number 13th ranked Ottumwa taking on number 14th ranked Waterloo West. These two teams, whoever makes it out of the two, will have to go on the road. But whoever wins this game is in. The loser is out. It's pretty plain and Jane. Should be a really fun game between these two teams that have really battled tough and won the games they're supposed to this year, but now face the ultimate test here at the end of the season. Should be a good one between Ottumwa and Waterloo West. Well, that will wrap it up for us here on the CISM Football Pregame Show. I've been your host, Blake Walker. Thank you so much for watching all regular season. We'll see you next week for the postseason, and we'll see which Metro teams are hosting when it comes to our games here in Central Iowa. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Enjoy the games. We'll see you next week.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Waukee Stadium. It is week number 9, and in some ways, tonight's a playoff game. It is 5-3 Waukee Warriors ranked 16th in the RPI, taking on the 5-3 Council Bluffs Lincoln Lynx, currently ranked 18th in the RPI. Blake Walker, John Schaefer with you here this evening from Waukee. John, it's a playoff game. The winner is into the postseason. The loser is out. We didn't think Waukee would really be in this spot, but that's just kind of how it turns out. And a surprise team in Council Bluffs Lincoln has a chance at the postseason.
Absolutely. This is what makes that power index really interesting. And talking with coaches across the metro over the last few weeks, they've said this might be the one year where the power index doesn't work the way it was intended to, because a good team's going to miss out on postseason. That could include one of these two tonight. And, of course, we were going through our rundown of games across the state. Waterloo and taking on Natumwa there, too, was the other one you circled. But looking forward to a good one here. I think Coach Baker's going to have his team dialed up and ready.
It is senior night. It's a pink-out night here at Waukee High School. There's the field, or the team taking the field. Lincoln is not a big team by any means. Council Bluffs Lincoln, they're still a 5A school. A good year this year. The second time here in the decade they've hit 5 wins. They're trying to go for 6. Their last 5 games, wins over Council Bluffs, Jefferson, Des Moines Lincoln, and Sioux City North last week, 35-28. Losses to Sioux City East, 63-35, and Johnston, 56-7. Those two teams play tonight. Waukee coming off a win against Roosevelt, 49-18. Lost to Southeast Polk, beat Lincoln, lost to Johnston, lost to Valley. It's really been a season, John. Waukee has beat the teams they're supposed to beat, but unfortunately have fallen short against the teams that you'd love to at least get a win against.
Yeah, and maybe shot themselves in the foot a couple times against teams they had a chance to upset as well. And certainly they are dynamic. They have some game changers, and they're a team no one's going to want to play come postseason, especially if these guys have to head out east. It's going to be dialed up for some excitement as we see them getting ready with their student section. Great tradition there. Is that a new Gabe Baker type of tradition? I haven't seen that one, because that's a great add-on for them. I know they didn't used to do it back in the day when I was covering them, but really cool to see that. And obviously this Waukee team knows what's at stake.
Going to be a fun one tonight. We will take a break and be back for your opening kickoff. It's Waukee versus Council Bluffs Lincoln coming up on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save big at DeArmond CDJR Ames. Receive 2.9% for 84 months on the new Dodge Hornet RT, Grand Cherokee 4xE, and Jeep Wrangler 4xE. New Ram 1500 4x4s at one low price of $35,990. New Ram HD Crew Cab 4x4 starting at $47,990. That's over $13,000 off, plus up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Grand Cherokees at the all-new DeArmond CDJR Ames. DeArmondAmes.com.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Waukee and Council Bluffs Lincoln. Should be a fun one this evening here at Waukee High School. It's pretty simple. Win and you're in for Waukee. Neither of these teams, if they win tonight, will be going or playing a home game, I should say, in the playoffs.
Yep.
The winner will have to most likely, we'd expect, go to Eastern Iowa, a very stacked team. A couple of stacked teams out east. Big thing tonight, John, 2 quarterbacks that kind of play similar style of football. You got Etienne Higgins. He's going to North Dakota to play football. He can run. He can pass. On the other side, it's Beckett Baker, just a junior, can run and he can pass. We saw him back against Waukee Northwest, had a great game.
Yeah, that was a stellar game to watch and a really fun one overall. And we know Baker, his dad's the coach. You know he's well coached. I will say the advantage I'd say Baker has is he has a running back next to him in Gamble that can run the rock really hard. He's a tough kid. And then on top of that, some dynamic wide receivers for Waukee as well that know how to bring in a ball when you need one of those big conversions for a new first down or a new set of downs there.
Coach Kilburg leads the way for Council Bluffs Lincoln. I talked to him earlier this week. If you saw on the pregame show, he said the team's excited. The school's excited. They have a chance at the postseason. Obviously, it's a little bit of a trip, over 2.5-hour trip down here to Waukee, but they're ready to go tonight in a night that feels like fall. It is a beautiful night for football here in week number 9. And Council Bluffs Lincoln will be kicking off first to Waukee. Grant Gamble is back there, along with, I believe, Ben Case-Haub. This is a high kick, and Haub will take it at the 11. Howe cuts upfield, breaks a couple tackles, and goes down at the 30-yard line, and Beckett Bakker and the offense will step out for the first time tonight. He is an all-around athlete, but you talked about it. Maverick Inman, who is playing now in his final game, both careers at Waukee Northwest and Waukee, he is really one of the hidden stars of the offense.
Yeah, absolutely. 651 yards receiving on 46 receptions. Next closest on this team in receiving is 18 with Evan Jacobson, the tight end. And, of course, Jacobson, another name that we know well from his older brother Michael.
Grant Gamble, another star in the backfield. A lot of seniors on this roster get to play their final home game at Waukee Stadium tonight. Bakker goes down the middle and hits Jacobson right there over the middle. That's Evan Jacobson, all the way down to the 45-yard line, and the tight end getting in use early.
Just a little deep slant there. I really like how it looked. He was wide open in soft zone coverage there across the middle. And I think that's where CBAL is going to try and kind of make them win this game, is over the middle, not going to allow any big plays on the sidelines.
Grant Gamble gets the call on the right side, and Gamble pushes this one to the side. Gamble turns upfield, tries to get through a couple, and is eventually wrapped down all the way down to the 21-yard line or so. Good blocking downfield for number 21.
His guy, Maverick Inman, kind of got in his way a little bit, might have clotheslined him, but that's another first down for Waukee and a strong run after shedding that first contact.
Waukee is moving quick. Coach Kilburg said to me this week, he's like, we got to keep the offense off the field. Obviously, can't help it here. Bakker on first down, going to step up and run with it. Bakker going to push it out to the outside and goes down to about the 14-yard line. And Bakker a little bit slower to get up, and
that's
not a good sign. Bakker is down, took a really hard hit.
And it was a bit of an awkward hit,
yeah,
too. Kind of caught his knee, it looked like, or his ankle, and it's certainly going to be a lower body injury if we're going to classify it as hockey players do. But
tried to get up, but he couldn't. We will step aside for a quick break between Waukee and Council Bluffs Lincoln, but we'll be right back on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home, or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. As you can see, Beckett Bakker, the junior quarterback, being helped off the field. Believe it's an ankle injury, but as you can see, I mean, he's still kind of walking on it. We'll have to see what the report is. Will Rivenberg is up to throw for Waukee. Hands off to Grant Gamble. Gamble makes a cutback, and Grant Gamble will score. Touchdown, Waukee.
Beautiful run up the gut from Gamble, and he just found a seam and was able to punch it in, and they got the Karate Kid going as they come back to the bench. And that's a big statement, and that's probably going to be what we see a lot of tonight for Waukee.
Expect it and a heavy dose of it, as Waukee will line up to put the extra point through and make it 7-0. Magnus Bruning, been very good this year, puts that one through the uprights. It is 7-0. Waukee on top of Council Bluffs Lincoln. We'll be back. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V-Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, Rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Waukee going to kick this one back deep and out of the back of the end zone. Still checking on Beckett Bakker. We saw him down on the table. Looks like a possible knee injury. We'll have to see what happens with him. Anyway, here comes Council Bluffs Lincoln's offense out. They are led by a very talented quarterback, Etienne Higgins, the senior, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions this year, 835 yards passing, but it's what he can do on the ground. 81 carries, 607 yards, and 12 touchdowns. An all-around very good quarterback for Council Bluffs Lincoln.
And you mentioned it, too, a North Dakota commit as well. And you can't just be a North Dakota commit if you're just anybody. So it takes a special quarterback to end up in an FCS program.
Higgins is all alone in the backfield here to start this evening. 10:46 here in the first quarter here. And a whistle is blown to start and might be going backwards already for the Lynx.
Just needs 165 yards to eclipse 1,000 passing on the season, and then only needs 400 yards on the ground tonight if he wants to eclipse 1,000 rushing. So, no, he's a really talented kid. 81 carries this season. He's averaging 7.5 yards per carry, 12 scores on the ground, 7-4 touchdown to interception ratio. Really good quarterback. He's efficient. And to be honest, if you're CBAL tonight, your goal is to possess the ball as long as possible, sustain some drives, kind of do what Waukee Northwest did when we saw them a little bit with some of those drawn-out drives, just eat clock.
Looking at a couple other guys after the timeout. There was a timeout called by Council Bluffs Lincoln. Expect Andre Rogers, 102 carries, 569 yards this year, 9 touchdowns for number 23. And then in the receiving game, Isaiah Luceo, 3 touchdowns, 404 receiving yards. So there's a couple weapons here on this Lincoln team. Excited to see how it turns out tonight, as Higgins gets the call on first down and will be wrapped down for a gain of about 1 or 2.
And if you're Waukee here, you load the box up with 8 or 9 guys and say, try and beat us on the outside just to test that arm strength a little bit of Higgins.
It's going to be interesting to see how they go with him for the most part. Stands 6'3".
Good frame. Looks like a Division I quarterback.
He does. Headed to North Dakota to play collegiately. Higgins will step back to throw. That one's tipped and almost picked off. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage, just out of the reach of
looked like
Gage.
Jacobson hopping in on the backside there.
Yeah, Gage Lofthouse was the one who came in and almost had the pick.
Yes. And I think Evan Jacobson's playing 2 sides of the ball, and yeah, that was Jacobson with the pass breakup. So, you know, his brother was a defensive end as well, and
it's a
tight end
family.
in the NFL briefly after a great college career at Nebraska and Iowa State.
10:09 to go here in the first quarter. Here's Higgins on 3rd down and long. Here comes the pressure, and he runs out of time. He is sacked. Ian Samples, the senior, really didn't stand a chance, and Higgins, he just didn't move, and Ian Samples grabs a sack to start the evening.
Well, he didn't have time to move. Samples got on him that quick, showed the burst, and next thing you know, CBAL's having to punt from about on the footstep of their own end zone here, a dangerous spot.
So Grant Gamble will be the one to return. This is a line drive kick. Gamble will pick it up at about the 43-yard line. Gets to the near side. Great stiff arm. Stays up and goes all the way down to the 26-yard line. Absolutely put a man on the ground. And Grant Gamble sets Waukee up in great field position.
That was Derrick Henry-esque on the stiff arm, and Gamble just puts his team just outside the 20-yard line there. But, man, Nicholas Duncan for CBAL is going to be picking out rubber pellets off his face mask after taking that stiff arm from Gamble. Great return.
Will Rivenberg will step back out for the offense. And you got to think, John, how easy that first drive was for Waukee, in some ways for Coach Bakker, do you need to see Beckett tonight? You know,
No.
Do you just want to play it safe and not play him and just really rely on it?
Well, and what makes that injury tough, right, is it's first drive of the game.
Yeah.
It's not like you're killing clock and you can blame yourself for it. No, it's first drive. He's going to be in there and play, and here goes Gamble right up the gut.
Grant Gamble does it again. Touchdown, Waukee.
I have to talk less because apparently Grant Gamble has no time for it. He finds the end zone from 23 yards out, and suddenly it's a 13-0 football game in the blink of an eye.
Boy, got a great block off the left side, able to turn it upfield. Gamble is 2 for 2. 2 touchdowns tonight on 2 drives. And Waukee, with Magnus Bruning, will try to extend the lead here to start the first quarter. High snap, doesn't matter. Bruning puts it right through. 14-0, Waukee on top of Council Bluffs Lincoln. We'll be back. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Welcome back to Waukee. Long kickback by Bruning, and that ball is technically going to be counted as a touchback. And Council Bluffs Lincoln will come back out, and with just 9:19 already left in the first quarter, a very, very fast start for Waukee. Lincoln really hasn't had a chance to take a breath.
No, not at all. And to be honest, they need to get some ground game going here, but Waukee just has them outmatched in the box. A little bit more size, a little bit more athleticism, I'd say, from this so far from one drive. And so I think what we're going to see is Waukee continues to load that box up and tries to make them throw the ball. And CBAL has to prove they can.
Cale Hansen going to move out in motion from the backfield. Now I believe that's Rogers there with him. Higgins will fake the pitch, and Etienne Higgins gets upfield for a couple, all the way up to about the 25-yard line. He's a dangerous athlete. I'd hate to see him in open space, really, because it kind of seems like he's built like a wide receiver that he can really take off and go if he needs to be.
Yeah, kind of a Lamar Jackson stature, I should say, and a guy that has some agility, clearly, and so look for those legs to keep working. I'd be curious to see how coaches at the next level want to utilize him.
Brady Watts is now the back, and Higgins will roll, fires almost into traffic. He fired over top of the head of one of the defenders coming in for Waukee. I thought for sure that was going to be taken back for 6.
Thurston Nebo had a hand up for it, just out of his reach. Otherwise, that's a pick 6 if that ball's 6 inches lower, and we're talking about a 21-0 football game. Instead, it'll just be 3rd and 5 from their own 25 as CBAL breaks the huddle.
How about Nebo, just a sophomore? You don't see a lot of sophomores here on this Waukee roster.
No, and this is a great opportunity for Coach Bakker to get some of those young guys some experience, especially with the turnover they expect next year.
On 3rd down and medium, a fire to the outside, and this one is going to be caught at the sticks, past it actually. Isaiah Luceo, the senior, his 24th catch of the season, gives the first down for Council Bluffs Lincoln.
And he's going to be the guy that Higgins really looks to in those spots where they need to convert for a 3rd and long or a 3rd and medium. And sure-handed, nice job keeping the feet in bounds there. Some high school kids might get caught on that, might get a foot out of bounds before they realize it. So nice little conversion.
1st down and 10 for the Lynx. First down of this evening. They go a flea flicker kind of reverse. They'll fire downfield. It's picked off. Guess who? It's Sebo.
Johnny on the spot. You cue his name up, and he's going to bring it in. And that ball, I like the idea of trying to just catch Waukee off guard. And Higgins was open downfield. He just got airmail, and Nebo's on the receiving end. I think Nebo was looking to deliver a hit, and hey, football's in my hands.
What a play by the sophomore. Check it out again. That's the sack from earlier in the game, but Thurston Nebo brought him up. Sophomore comes up big, and the pass was long. I think he had Higgins if he wanted to get it there quick, but not a bad idea, and an interception for the sophomore Nebo.
Going to have to break everything out of the playbook tonight. I mean, why not empty it in a game like this where you have to win to have a hope?
So Rivenberg and the offense back out with Grant Gamble, who has been unstoppable so far. Gamble will actually throw, and he gets drilled from the backside.
It's a big hit there by Rylan Dorr, the junior, his 23rd tackle on the season and 10th for a loss this year. And Gamble's lucky he kept that ball in his hand because he did not see Dorr coming from the backside.
I cannot believe he held on to it. I mean, Waukee getting a little tricky here. Maybe trying to use Grant Gamble's arm a little bit. Now it's 2nd down and 16. Gamble gets the call. Will try to correct a wrong. Spins his way forward, and he gets all the way back to the original line of scrimmage and more.
Looks like it'll be about a 3rd and 8 or so, 3rd and 7. So that's a good little pickup. You chip away 9 yards or so from that first down sack, we'll call it. But
Rivenberg came into tonight 6 of 13 this year, 82 yards, 1 touchdown pass. So has played a little bit, but nothing.
Senior, though. It is senior on senior night. So good for him.
Rivenberg back to throw, fires short. He's got Maverick Inman on a screen play. Maverick turns upfield, will be short of the marker. Let's see what Waukee does here.
It's a great play by CBAL. They kind of sniff out the tunnel screen quickly, and Inman just didn't really have anywhere to go. But Waukee's going to go and try and convert the 4th and 2.
They have a kicker that can kick field goals from this distance.
This one would be close to 50.
But the way that Waukee's been moving the ball, yeah, you got to feel pretty good about it. Handoff to Gamble. On the near side, turns the legs and gets upfield, and Grant Gamble continuing to show some power this evening.
Nice job by the line to create a hole there off the right side and pick up that first down. If you're Waukee here, build the big lead, then rest your guys. Keep them healthy. You don't need any more injuries, as Bakker does have crutches on the sideline, not putting any weight on that leg that was injured in the first drive of the game.
Yeah, it's his left knee. He's got ice wrapped around it right at the point.
No blue tent to hide the work from us.
Nope. Couple tight ends in motion there, and a timeout is called by Coach Kilburg. Wants to think about it. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. Waukee leads Council Bluffs Lincoln 14-0.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
On the fake, they go handoff or a check down onto the wide receiver down inside the 5. I believe that's Sage Yazzie down inside the 10. Nice little end around. Had me faked. I thought for sure they were going to go with Gamble, but that's what you get, John, when you think, well, they're just going to keep handing it off to number 21.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, basically an equivalent to a handoff. Nice, easy pass there for Will Rivenberg to get under his belt, get comfortable with that ball in his hand, and get some passes going early.
Definitely a plus side here. They stack up front for Waukee, all the big boys up front. Gamble gets the carry, cuts up field. Grant Gamble walks in. Touchdown, Waukee. His 3rd touchdown in just the first quarter. And Waukee continues to extend their lead here early.
And the safety for CBAL made a business decision on that one. Gamble had a head of steam and
kind of just
he had an arm there. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go Olay, and you're in the end zone. So again, a statement start for Waukee with 3 touchdowns in the first 6 minutes of this game, leaving no doubt out of the gate as to who should be in the postseason right now.
Waukee knows it's a big game indeed. Magnus Bruning knocks it through 21-0. We'll be back. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home, or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today. 10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
Council Bluffs Lincoln on the kickoff return. The ball came out, and Waukee is on top of it. That should count. And I believe Waukee gets it back. Yes, they do.
It's a great effort on the kick team. It looked like it was Henry Eischen jumping in there. Not only did he recover it.
Got a replay for you. Laseo is the one on the return, and then
he strips it and recovers it.
Number 31, like you said, boy, what a play.
One-man wrecking crew out here, and now Waukee starts this drive at their own, or at CBAL's 24-yard line with 6:06 left. 1st and 10.
They're not messing around.
No.
Really. They would like to have this game figured out.
Well, and you jokingly said, let's see how many Gamble can score tonight. Well, buddy.
Yeah, now they go on the backfield. Drake Lambertson, and Lambertson goes upfield. I mean, I hate to say it. Well, I don't hate to say it, but after that injury for Beckett Baker, you're quickly reminded, oh, these kids are, they're not injury-proof. You can definitely still get hurt. And unfortunately, that's just kind of the case of it, and it happens to your quarterback. But now you wonder how conservative does Coach Baker get here?
I think you put another one in with your too deep, and then you can kind of just go from there as long as it doesn't get too crazy, especially – again, we're only we're not even 6.5 minutes through this game, Blake, and what time is it?
And you got to think, I mean, they played Roosevelt last week. Yeah. Not a great start. I mean, they started a little slow against Roosevelt, and it kind of got people wondering, like, what is going on? Much better this week, especially now with Rivenberg back in the backfield. Here's Lambertson again, his 3rd straight carry. Cuts up field and runs into traffic, gets to about the 4 or 5 yard line. We'll bring up second down we'll just bring up second down, actually.
Yeah. This is one of those games where if you're Waukee, again, get out of it healthy after the injury, obviously. Yeah. Hope that Beckett Baker's injury is not a long-term injury by any means. But you also know that Gamble can carry the load if you need him to. Your game plan has to change, though, next week.
Lambertson makes the move outside. Can he get to the edge? Just barely comes up short down to the 1.
Really nice tackle out there on the edge. Good job in pursuit by CBAL, and certainly a touchdown-saving tackle there by Isaiah Luceo on the edge.
Well, he's everywhere tonight.
He is. He's got to be everywhere for them.
Has to do it all.
This is a big third down.
They got the first down. The marker was at the 1. So
my apologies.
Fresh set of downs here for Lambertson. And again, everybody's back up front. Lambertson gets the carry and walks right in. Touchdown, Waukee to extend the lead. The running backs, it's all the running backs here tonight here in Waukee.
It is 28-0 now after the assumed PAT, and that's a nice run by Lambertson. Just a couple stutter steps and then juts through the hole untouched, and Waukee now in complete control as if they weren't already. Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln needs an answer of some sort this drive, otherwise it becomes quite deflating.
Only 1 first down the entire ball game so far for Lincoln. Magnus Bruning will boot this one through the upright. 28-0.
Yeah. Magnus Bruning.
We'll take a break. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Iowans are working hard, But high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Waukee Chevy.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Waukee on top of Council Bluffs Lincoln 28-0. It's a win in your end game. The winner of this game is on to the postseason, and the loser will not make it. Council Bluffs Lincoln currently ranked 18th in the RPI. Still a very good year for the Lynx, but are playing a Waukee team that not just at home, but it's senior night, it's pink out night, the crowd's full, and you just know they want to make the postseason badly.
Absolutely, and it's one of those situations too, though. I think you've got to look at big picture a little bit and say this is where that reorganization of the scheduling really benefits a school like CBAL, because I mean, how many years in a row would they have been a 1-7 or a 2-6 team coming into this week or going into the postseason? But because of the success, it helps kids want to be around it.
Higgins gets the carry on first down and is tripped up, and he just has not had much room to work. I give it a lot of credit to Waukee's ends. I feel like they're not letting him run on the edge.
Certainly a lot of contain on both ends. I'd agree with you there, Blake. And then there's plenty of penetration up the middle, too. I just think that Council Bluffs, the Lynx, are just outmatched interior in this game.
Well, and roster size, definitely not as big. You can tell that just by looking at the sideline. Man in motion. Higgins will fake on the play fake. He gets drilled and misses his man over the middle.
I don't miss him or blame him for missing that pass, because he had some black jerseys bearing down on him in that spot, and he's just trying to get away before he gets licked.
Josh Rasmussen was the one intended to get the ball. 3:44 to go here in the first quarter, 28-0. Waukee leads over Council Bluffs Lincoln. It is 3rd down and 9 for the Lynx.
Big conversion here would help them out a little bit, but
empty backfield for Higgins. Here comes the pressure again. He'll fire this one downfield and just misses his man. He had a receiver streaking downfield. Attended for Rasmussen again, but couldn't quite hook up with him.
And that's a suicide pass with 2 high safeties there in cover 2. And that's either going to be a picked off ball or your wide receiver is going to wake up with a feeding tube, one of the two. So, I mean, probably lucky to miss that one where he did. It was just a little bit off the mark. But, again, I like the moxie we saw from Higgins there to try and get that ball out to his wideout.
I believe this is McCain Bakker, who is back to punt, and Grant Gamble is back to receive. That one
nearly
almost blocked, but it's a good punt. Very good punt. Gets a Lincoln bounce. And for the first time tonight, Waukee will start once again deep in their own territory as that one bounces all the way out to the 34-35-yard line. We get to see a Waukee offense, John, that has been – I don't think they've had – if they've had a 3rd down, it's been 3rd and short. I mean, they obviously had the 4th down. They did have the 4th down, but very, very good showing tonight by Waukee's offense. Again, led by your backup quarterback who has only thrown 1 pass.
Yeah, and Gamble's going back in right now as well, and they're going to keep those starters out there, I think, for probably most of this first quarter.
He's going to be the quarterback here.
Yeah, we're going to get some Wildcat action, it looks like, which isn't a bad idea. Mixing the playbook a little bit, get guys comfortable with what they're going to see.
So Ben Case-Haub is technically the running back. Grant Gamble is in at quarterback, and that doesn't work as Lincoln sends an all-out blitz. Kind of knew that was going to be coming offensively. Gamble has shown he can throw it, but Waukee loses a ton on first down.
Loss of 4 there as we go to 2nd and 14. And Gamble remains in at quarterback, so I wonder if, they just want to protect their backup quarterback in this position in case Bakker can't be the guy next week.
Shout out Grant Huey, 6'4", 215, up on the front defensive line for Lincoln. Was up in there to get that tackle. Definitely got some size up front. This is a handoff to Ben Case-Haub. He pushes this one out to the far sideline. It's a foot race. Case-Haub gets all the way down to the 26, maybe past that. Maybe give him the 21-yard line.
Luceo does a great job to stay on his horse, doesn't give up on the play, but, man, some speed there in the backfield from Case-Haub, and that's a big run and a big 2nd down conversion on 2nd and long.
Undoubtedly tapped to be the starting running back next year with the departure of Grant Gamble. and Drake Lambertson. And again, Grant Gamble will sit back in the pocket.
It's got to be a sigh of relief for Beckett Baker to see his future starting running back.
Gamble gets a block, hits the edge. Grant Gamble will score. 4th touchdown of the night for number 21. That is how the Wildcat's supposed to work.
Yes, he made that look as easy peasy as can be, and he better be taking his offensive lineman out for dinner after tonight. There's a McDonald's down the street. I'm sure they could crush a quarter pounder or something like that. But
don't want some quarter pounders.
We'll dodge the quarter pounders.
Yeah,
but hey, some McChickens or something like that. There we are. But nonetheless, he owes that offensive line a nice dinner after the night he's had, the first quarter that he's had with that touchdown run. Again, you said it, his 4th of the night.
Yeah.
And he is red hot.
Bruning puts it through, 35-0. Waukee on top of Lincoln. We'll be back. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Waukee boots that one deep. We were talking about the RPI just a little bit during break. Trying to figure out, like everybody else is, who's going where. And
that's the fun part about this week.
That is the fun part. Bettendorf is currently the number 1 team. They play Iowa City High tonight. If they win, they are the number 1 team locked. I'm going to guess Waukee really will only move up 1, most likely, because the loser of Ottumwa Waterloo West will go out. So if I had to guess, Waukee most likely will either be going to Liberty or possibly Dowling, depending on geography. So,
which is wild.
Yeah, it's a crazy type, and you and I were talking about in the pregame, you do not want to face Southeast Polk,
no,
especially if you're a team out east.
I mean, and let's be honest, I have mad respect for the teams out east, but when you look at the Go Bound Power Index as well, 4 of the 5 Power Index top 5 are Eastern teams. And it's skewed maybe a little bit, I like to think.
Sometimes of who you play,
but yeah, nonetheless, playoff football is playoff football. Anybody has a chance.
You'll figure out who the best team is.
And odds are Dowling will be back there somewhere in that grouping. So,
and you got to think they need revenge. Didn't even make it to the Dome last year after the upset loss to Ankeny.
That's such a weird thing to say.
Higgins fires out to the outside to his tight end, and that's Grant Huey, who I was talking about. Man, he looks the part. 7 catches, 74 yards, 1 touchdown for the 6'4" tight end. The clock will keep moving. It is 35-0. It is continuous clock here in the first quarter, and that will last until they possibly get it back within. That's a new rule change recently in the last couple of years. It used to be only in the second half. It's now in the first half as well. So,
you brought up the Dowling drought. I saw a stat for college football. Alabama is playing their first game outside of the top 15 for the first time since the season opener of 2008.
Yeah. They have lost twice in the regular season for the first time since Nick Saban's first year at Alabama. There's an injured Lynx down on the field as Waukee is able to get the stop. That is number 73, Daniel Poe, is down for the Lynx. And we will step aside for a quick break as they tend to him. Waukee leads Council Bluffs Lincoln 35-0. We'll be back. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network as Daniel Poe, 5'11", 220 sophomore lineman, is down, and they're helping him off the field kind of under his own power. If you're just tuning in, Waukee leads Council Bluffs Lincoln 35-0. Still here in the first quarter. Bakker went down on the first drive of the ball game for Waukee with a knee injury of some sort. Has not returned to the game, will not return to the game for the rest of this evening. He's walking around with crutches and ice on his left knee, so something to keep an eye out for.
Meanwhile, Gamble is
Gamble's having a great
the most
game.
of it.
It has been a great game defensively for Waukee. They've already forced 2 turnovers. It's 4th down and short. Lincoln will go for it, and I don't know.
They're going to mark him short at the 29, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Did not get it, so Coach Kilburg tries to go for it, tries a couple things, and
don't blame him at all for it. Waukee brought the heat, though, and just nowhere really to go. I think that was Cale Hansen on this carry, and that's just a tough spot. You know, Lynx are trying to just do something to get momentum going their way or get back in this game, and as that clock's ticking under 30 seconds, we might not get another play in before the quarter.
They do whistle it, so they're going to be, there's about 4 seconds between the play clock and the game clock. We'll see if they do snap it.
Rivenberg is back out at quarterback.
Grant Gamble back in at running back, despite the lead. Rivenberg's going to throw. They're going to take a shot downfield. One-on-one to Maverick Inman, and he makes the grab. Touchdown, Waukee!
Senior night thriller for Inman. Obviously deserves that after the career he's had. His 8th touchdown catch of this season. With 1 second left in the first quarter, we'll make this a 42-0 game, assuming Bruning hits the PAT.
And you had to wonder, that had to be coming, because if you have to go on the road next week and you can't use Bakker, you had to know in your mind and get Rivenberg a little bit of confidence to say, you threw a great touchdown pass last week, and that's exactly what he did.
The other aspect is your opponents now have to respect the passing game from Rivenberg as well.
Magnus Bruning puts it through. 1 second left on the clock. 42-0. Waukee on top of Council Bluffs Lincoln.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today. 10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
Waukee leads 42-0 over Council Bluffs Lincoln. 1 second left on the clock. Will it happen in this quarter? No, it will not. Well, it should, realistically, because the clock will start. So we'll see when they decide to start the clock here on the official's whistle. But 42-0 Waukee over top of Council Bluffs Lincoln. In the game last week against Roosevelt, Waukee only scored 49 points. Only scored 49 points. But this is a team that likes to put up points. They scored 28 against Southeast Polk, 56 against Lincoln. But you had to think, John, coming into tonight, point differential does not mean a single thing in the RPI, for those wondering. But you just needed that game to just say, let's just get out of here. Let's really put our foot on the gas.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Now you do some scoreboard watching a little bit too, and
the clock should have started, not on the first play, so that's interesting. They'll go a handoff here to the tailback, number 22 in there. That is Cale Hansen. and that will do it for the end of the first quarter. It's a lot of points, 42-0. Waukee is on top of Council Bluffs Lincoln. We're headed to the second quarter. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Second quarter underway. Continuous clock here at Waukee High School. Warriors lead the Lynx of Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln 42-0. There was a short dump-off pass, didn't get very far for number 22, Cale Hansen. And now on third down and I'd say about 8, Higgins back to throw over the middle and dropped. Had his man, Josh Rasmussen, and could not hang on, and that's just been the story of the night for Lincoln.
Rasmussen just took an extra breath there on the ground. He's like, yeah, that's on me. That's a tough one. Higgins delivers a perfect ball in soft coverage there across the middle and just cannot bring it in, and probably because he's worried about getting hit there. That's a tough spot to be in because usually you're going to draw some contact, and that will force another Lynx punt.
Grant Gamble is back to receive. He's already got 4 touchdowns tonight. I'm sure he'd love 5. Waukee looks like they're sending the house. Send a couple. It's a left-legged punter as Grant Gamble will take it inside his own 40. Gamble turns it upfield, hits the burners, and gets upfield all the way to about the 34-yard line, 35-yard line. That's where Waukee will set up shop.
Little high step there.
Bakker, not going to see him the rest of the game. Not like you really needed to see him the way Waukee's offense has been moving. We'll be curious to see how long Waukee keeps the starters in. But a really nice pass last time by Rivenberg. Good pass to Maverick Inman. You had to wonder when was Maverick going to get involved.
Yeah, and that was a great play by Inman to go high point it too, help his quarterback out there because he had a safety coming across from the middle there to try and break it up. So really nice job by Inman with a defender draped on his back as well, mind you. As Rivenberg looks like he's back in at quarterback.
Yeah, Will back in at quarterback. Ben Case Haub in there at tailback. Blitz coming. Haub turns it upfield, and good vision by the tailback to get upfield for second down and short.
The one thing I think left to figure out with Rivenberg, we've seen his arm. We've seen the quick outs. He handles the reads well or the play calling well. I think the next thing we have to see is his mobility, too, on some of these read options.
Well, another odd, kind of odd thing, Beckett has been the starter since he was a freshman, so it's not like anybody who's a senior now has played before him. As here's the check down to Jacobson. Jacobson works his way down the 11-yard line. Boy, he is so big. I mean, he looks the part. There is a flag down here at the 21-yard line.
And rightly so. I was going to say refs letting him play. Lucas Peterson had some jersey, likely a hold there out on the edge. That really sprung Jacobson out on that, and it is. Yep. Saw it in real time. It was just one of those where got the shoulder pad, got the sideways a little bit. You got to release there once that blocker tries to get backwards from you, and that could be a tough spot.
So the clock does stop for the penalty. It'll whistle back here and get going.
Clock just keeps moving on us, and before you know it, it'll be halftime.
It does move pretty quick. for the continuous clock. Will Rivenberg gets the handoff to Ben Case-Haub. Case-Haub spins his way upfield and gets the first down anyway.
Ends up right about where Jacobson ended his last play. No flags on this one either. That's a really nice run. Again, they're working well through the hole, and then a lot of room to bounce it outside. I think the Lynx linebackers are just getting caught too deep into the middle of the field.
I got to say, Waukee has one of the deeper and better running back rooms in the Metro. I will say that. I mean, just a lot of really talented runners, good legs underneath of them.
And Lynx showing pressure here. Don't be shocked if they bring 6 or 7.
First down and 10, 8:23 to go here in the second quarter. They fake the read option. Ben Case-Haub turns upfield and scores. Touchdown, Waukee.
Really nice block on the far edge by the wide receiver. Gave Haub options there to keep carrying it to the corner or cut it right back upfield. He takes the shorter distance and punches it in for another Waukee score.
The offense continues to roll, and Magnus Bruning getting a leg workout tonight will come on and attempt the extra point.
And there's no doubt he has a great leg and a great football name as he delivers the PAT coming our way here. It makes it 49-0. Good stuff here from Waukee. Really been impressed.
We'll take a break. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save big at DeArmond CDJR Ames. Receive 2.9% for 84 months on the new Dodge Hornet RT, Grand Cherokee 4xE, and Jeep Wrangler 4xE. New Ram 1500 4x4s at one low price of $35,990. New Ram HD Crew Cab 4x4 starting at $47,990. That's over $13,000 off. Plus up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Grand Cherokees at the all-new DeArmond CDJR Ames. DeArmondAmes.com.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Waukee on top of Council Bluffs Lincoln, 49-0 is your score. Lynx on the kickoff return get this thing up to about the 15-yard line, taken back by number 27. That was Gavin Huff. And Lincoln will come back out on offense, trying to find something. I believe still only one first down.
One first down, yeah. They've had chances, and certainly the drop by Rasmussen on the last drive hurt badly because, again, Higgins dialed one up perfectly on the numbers and just couldn't be hauled in. It's been tough sledding for the Lynx. I'm sure they're dealing with ghosts out there a little bit too, and it is a spooky season.
Nonetheless, a good season for Waukee, for Council Bluffs Lincoln. Their second time hitting 5 wins here since the turn of the decade. And this is a team that has struggled historically, but good to see the wins starting to come. And Coach Kilburg's got a team where he feels good, especially they only won 2 games last year. And that's a pretty good improvement. It's hard to improve 3 wins in 1 year.
And their star running back in Andre Rogers will come back next year. He's only a junior. He had 102 carries this season coming into tonight. And then, they're pretty senior loaded at receiving too with Lisejo and Hansen and Sandboth.
Higgins on second down and 11, fires a dart over the middle, and it's almost picked off by Carter Johnson.
It's a nice play by the senior there. Johnson obviously getting a hand in there, lays out, almost comes in with the pick. Seniors making an impact on senior night is something you can always appreciate, knowing that this could be and likely is their last home game of their high school careers.
It'd take a couple big upsets if they wanted to get home field advantage again. Let's just say that. But always one of the tougher places to play here in the Metro. You and I were here for the Waukee Northwest Waukee game. That was one of the best environments I've ever seen, both on the basketball court most of the time and on
football
the football
finally
field.
lived up to it, didn't it?
It has. Higgins on 3rd and 11, hit as he throws, duck in the air, and it's almost picked off. Carter Johnson almost had his interception, but just out of his hands.
He wanted it. He wants that one back in a heartbeat. That was just a wounded duck up in the air, and No offense to Carter Johnson there, but there is a reason some players are on defense and some are on offense, and I guarantee you Johnson is a stud defensively. His hands just falls through it. Another look at it as Higgins takes a big look.
Yeah, he took a hit. The blitz was coming, took the hit, and
Ryan Langling on the hit there too. The junior just lowers his head and delivers, and Johnson again.
High snap, and the punt is going to go a couple yards.
Did it get past the line of scrimmage?
Yeah.
It did.
That's going to get down to the 20-yard line. Somehow, some way, give props to the punter for getting rid of that thing. I don't know how he did it.
This close to being a safety.
That was very close. And Waukee will take the offense out on the field here at they moved the ball back. They moved officially to the 21-yard line.
With 5 minutes left to play, It'll be 1st and 10. We'll head to we're a yard out of the red zone.
Yeah, our yard out of the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone. All red zone trips this season are brought to you by Metro Heating and Cooling here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Plenty of trips this season for both teams. Grant Gamble fakes the pass and gets the carry on 1st down. He was in the backfield with Drake Lambertson. I don't know if Gamble just doesn't want to go out or what, but, man, he's hanging tough here.
Yeah, he is. And I think it's probably one of those where Coach Bakker is going to pull him at half, I'd imagine. Otherwise, you just kind of let him keep going.
Would really not expect to see any starters of any sort in the second half, but we'll see here. 2nd down and 3. Hand off to Lambertson. Lambertson hits the hole, keeps the legs driving, continues to go, and inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. For Waukee, 1st down.
Waukee now just trying to put this one away and, again, get out of it healthy for the remainder of that lineup here. And, coming into this game, Blake, I think I said it to you, I expected it to be like a 21-point game at the end of it. A little disheartening to see this kind of lopsidedness, but at the same time, you have to give props to Waukee and how they've handled tonight's game, and the Lynx just have not had an answer.
Camel wanted to throw, takes off instead, and did he get there? He did reach the ball to the goal line, and they're going to say he's down. They're going to say that knee touchdown before the ball was reached across. It'll be 2nd down from the 1.
I'm guessing they'll go to Gamble again.
Yeah.
just my bet.
I mean, they have wide receivers out far to the right, but that's just a decoy, if anything.
Right.
2nd down and 1. Gamble handoff. Lambertson. Touchdown. Waukee. It's all running backs here tonight, minus Maverick Inman, but Drake Lambertson punches it in, and Waukee has cracked half 100.
3 different running backs now finding pay dirt for this Waukee team. And, again, if you're Waukee, you're enjoying this. You got to give your a tap on the hat for the offensive line in this one, just as good as they've been.
Lineman gets in there for the extra point here. Magnus Bruning on to attempt his 8th PAT of the night. And he is 8 for 8. 56-0. Waukee on top of Council Bluffs Lincoln. We'll be back. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
56-0, Waukee on top of Council Bluffs Lincoln here in the second quarter. And Bruning boots this thing deep, and it'll bounce into the back of the end zone. It's all dominance here tonight for Waukee. Winner of tonight's game coming in, Waukee was 16th in the RPI. That is in. They are in right now.
Yep.
And it was pretty straightforward. Lincoln was 18th. The winner of this game was on to the postseason. The loser was going home, and Waukee knew that. Both teams knew that, but Waukee has just turned it up to a different level tonight and is going to move on to the postseason, barring the most miraculous comeback I think the state of Iowa has ever seen. Maybe it's happened in 8-player.
56 points with a running clock.
Yeah, it'd be a tough one, but we'll see what happens here as this one progresses
Not
on.
impossible, but implausible possibly.
There you go, a check down here.
Going out wide in the
Hansel.
screen. Yeah, it just runs into a wall of black jerseys.
We got a text from Dar Danielson over in Valley. It is 35-0. Valley on top of Marshalltown.
We just had a look at Centennial and Urbandale as well.
35-7 over there.
The game we want to know about, Ottumwa Waterloo West.
Yeah,
I'd looked for Ottumwa's score, hadn't seen anything as of 5 minutes ago.
There's not much down there in Ottumwa, so.
No, there's not.
Have to keep checking on
Ragbri
that one.
went through
That's
this
true.
last year.
That's true.
They're not far from Knoxville.
And a flag for Waukee.
That's going to be the second first down of the night for CBAL.
First one aided by penalty. Waukee gets a little aggressive there on the front.
Pinning their ears back now.
And most of the schedule this week across the Metro teams favored heavily, I should say. So you'd expect backups to be in. Really, the the Eastern Iowa teams are the ones that are playing the really, really tough games.
Right.
Where you expect starters to stay in. But this is so crucial for Waukee to be able to sit starters here. Higgins goes down, gets a yard.
Didn't have much to go with there. You kind of saw his eyes just kind of go, oh, I'm just going to take my 2 yards and drop.
Will be tough to fill that void when he graduates here.
It will, but at the same time, it's got to be next man up for that for this school, and I think that's the next progression for a school like Abe Lincoln here, in the sense of, alrighty, if we're going to be good, we have to learn to sustain it long term, and next man up mentality is so crucial.
Council Bluffs Lincoln, obviously over about 2.5 hour drive, closer to 3 hours here from Waukee. Good basketball school here in recent memory. Josh Dix currently playing on the Iowa Hawkeyes. He was a star at Council Bluffs Lincoln. Good chance that Lincoln, if Josh Dix didn't tear his ACL a couple years ago, Lincoln could have won it all. I mean, that's how good they were. Josh Dix tears his ACL, and their season pretty much comes to a screeching halt. But a very, very good all-around program. Obviously a 5A school, and obviously there's not enough Western Iowa teams out there to have their own little Western Iowa group.
Right.
They obviously have to come and play a couple Metro teams. 35 seconds to go here in the first half. 9 seconds on the play clock here, and Lincoln is confused. 3 seconds. They do get the snap off. Higgins will check this one down short.
Just again, great swarm tackling by Waukee. Nowhere for the Lynx to go, and that's likely going to send us into halftime here as we tick under 10 seconds.
Maseo was the one on the catch, and you said it. That is going to take us to the halftime break. It is all Waukee here trying to cement their spot into the postseason without their star quarterback right now. Beckett Baker does not play in the first half. 56-0. Waukee on top of Council Bluffs Lincoln. We'll be back for the second half. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
DeArmond CDJR Knoxville with these outstanding offers. New Grand Cherokee 4xe Trailhawk with up to $13,000 off. New Dodge Hornet RT also up to $13,000 off. New Jeep Gladiator Sports receive 14% off MSRP. And new 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorns with over $10,000 off. And we want your trade. Receive $300 to $500 more or we will buy it from you. Incredible savings at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today. 10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
October savings at DeArmond Chevy GMC Knoxville. New Silverado 1500 custom 4x4s with up to $8,000 off. New HDs with 5.9% for 84 months. 5 all-new 2025 Chevy Equinox in stock. Receive up to $8,000 off Sierra 1500 SLTs and $3,000 off new GMC Terrain. And we want your trade. Receive $300 to $500 more or we'll buy it from you. All at DeArmond Chevy GMC in Knoxville, Iowa.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Fans, tonight we are also excited to present to you our Waukee to the field, Dave and Kelly Sorensen and their son Grant, along with Waukee Athletic Director Eric
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you have an old inefficient wood fireplace, we need to talk. Heat and Glow has some great retrofit inserts to convert that old drafty wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace. A Heat and Glow gas insert will give you high efficiency, it will give you ease of operations, and it will give you enough warmth to take the edge off a cold winter's night. For the best in gas inserts, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
DeArmond CDJR Knoxville with these outstanding offers. New Grand Cherokee 4xe Trailhawk with up to $13,000 off. New Dodge Hornet RT also up to $13,000 off. New Jeep Gladiator Sports receive 14% off MSRP. And new 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorns with over $10,000 off. And we want your trade. Receive $300 to $500 more or we will buy it from you. Incredible savings at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today. 10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
October savings at DeArmond Chevy GMC Knoxville. New Silverado 1500 Custom 4x4s with up to $8,000 off. New HGs with 5.9% for 84 months. 5 all-new 2025 Chevy Equinox in stock. Receive up to $8,000 off Sierra 1500 SLTs and $3,000 off new GMC Terrain. And we want your trade. Receive $300 to $500 more or we'll buy it from you. All at DeArmond Chevy GMC in Knoxville, Iowa.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October, we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you have an old inefficient wood fireplace, we need to talk. Heat & Glow has some great retrofit inserts to convert that old drafty wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace. A Heat & Glow gas insert will give you high efficiency, it will give you ease of operations, and it will give you enough warmth to take the edge off a cold winter's night. For the best in gas inserts, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Waukee on top of Council Bluffs. Abraham Lincoln, 56-0 is your score. All Waukee here in this one. Blake Walker, John Schaefer with you here. An injured Beckett Baker on the first drive kind of dampened the mood, but Waukee able to quickly recover. Beckett Baker has not played the rest of this game and will not play the rest of this game. We'll have to see what happens in the postseason. We got score updates for you. We'll get those as the second half goes on. Continuous clock here tonight. John, you and I just kind of mentioned it. Make-A-Wish was granted here at Waukee High School this past week. One of the head coach's sons, I believe.
Yeah.
Coach Strube, I believe, was granted his son with cystic fibrosis, was granted a Make-A-Wish to go watch Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers, so he'll go out to California. Kind of surprised him during practice this past week.
Really cool, and I mean, how cool is that, too? I think every kid in the state of Iowa right now is idolizing Brock Purdy. I mean, who isn't pretending to be Brock Purdy in their backyard football game and that kind of thing? So really special moment there, and certainly excited to see the video that will come, I'm sure, of that interaction, and hopefully he gets to meet Brock and maybe even George Kittle if he's willing to cut ties of the Cyclones for a second, but and those Hawkeyes. But, again, really cool stuff, great community. Great way to give back.
And they've done a great job. I saw they were taking donations tonight. Obviously, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Night, Pink Out Night. Waukee's done a great job of that. Everybody's got towels. It says something on the back of their towels.
Well, why didn't you get one?
I don't know. I have binoculars. I'll have to check later. But everybody does have something. It says something on the back of their towels, all pink towels. So, yeah, very cool. So, Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln will come out here on offense, and we shall see what they can do. Just a couple first downs in the first half. John's trying to get it with his phone.
Let's see if we can get it. Be the light. The towels say be the light.
There you go.
Phones can do quite the zoom these days.
I was going to say.
And the resolution. But Lynx start with the ball. 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Higgins will get it on first down. Checks this one out to the flat. And the wide receiver turns upfield. Good speed all the way up to the 43-yard line. That is number 10.
Hitting the Jets there.
Brady Watts upfield for the first
Providing
down.
a spark there for that Lynx team. And that's how you want to start the half. I'm sure, you know, the Lynx said, guys, we've got to show some life here in the second half, at least finish the season with some pride. And that's what it looks like they're going to try and do here.
They've done a lot of those just check downs to the flat. It's kind of been their bread and butter tonight. Isaiah Luceo is here on the near side and nowhere to go for the tailback. Cale Hansen gets wrapped down to the backfield by Waukee.
Great play, just penetration right up the gut as Waukee shows that size in the middle of the field and leads to that TFL. 4.5, 5 yard loss there for the Lynx.
Second down here upcoming. Second down at 15. Higgins will move up, change the play a little bit. They do this quite a bit. Don't really stick with the play out of the huddle. Higgins will roll, fires upfield, and it is caught by Luceo. Had that catch in the first half, kind of the same thing.
Yeah, nice job there, just a little out route toward the boundary, and nice job getting Higgins out of that pocket where he struggled to be set in that pocket a lot, so he's been really sharp, though, on the move to his left. Doesn't have to throw across his body, and then Luceo just settles in right there on the sidelines. He has an option to just tap out of bounds or, as we saw there, try and fight for an extra couple of yards, and Lynx in Waukee territory.
Good drive here. Still third down at 2. Higgins cuts this one to the right side, bounces off a couple and does. Well, actually, no, he's going to be short.
Just a half yard short there, so it's going to be third and about a foot and a half, or fourth and about a foot and a half.
I thought he had good downhill speed getting off the edge, but
just couldn't extend the ball. There's, a couple Waukee players there, so I'm sure he wants to extend it, but just can't risk it. And to me, if you're the Lynx, you go for it here. What do you have to lose?
Have been stopped.
Same time, they're going to go out of shotgun, which is one of the biggest things that perturbs me about football, period. You've got a half yard to go, and you're going to go out of shotgun.
You're going to go back 5 yards. Blitz by Waukee. Higgins fires. This is caught. And going upfield, a foot race on the far side. This is Cale Hansen, and he scores. Touchdown, Council Bluffs Lincoln.
Hansen takes it on the outside, but you got to give props out there to Lasejo, who had that great block on the edge, tied up his cornerback, and that sprung Hansen out, and he's able to trot down the sideline for the first strike of the night for the Lynx.
Really nicely done. Good check down. Almost picked. Was very close to being picked.
Almost is only good in horseshoes and hand grenades, so safe enough there for the Lynx, and Higgins with another touchdown pass on this season. That boosts his number now to 8 touchdowns. Believe it or not, has not thrown an interception tonight. Had a couple of close calls, but his numbers improved to 8 TDs and just 4 INTs this season. And, that's good to see out of the Lynx. They don't stop fighting coming out of half. They put together a nice drive, execute, and I think that's how they kind of envision the first half needing to go. But unfortunately, they're in a 56-point hole.
We'll stay here just off the break. That was a kick made by Jonathan Amador Zavala, the 5'11 kicker. Lynx get on the board, 56-7. We'll see what Waukee does offensively. Who plays offensively here for Waukee? You kind of talked about it in the first half, but expect to kind of load the barrier here and just play everyone. Get all the reps you can. Couple of score updates around the Metro and around Eastern Iowa for what our concern is. Bettendorf was trailing Iowa City High, 21-10 was the score of that one. Pleasant Valley was up 14-7 over Linn-Mar. City West was trailing Prairie. So there's still a lot that can happen around the Metro that can shake things up. Ankeny did beat Cedar Rapids, Washington this afternoon. They played at 4:30. So Ankeny...
A continuation after a rain out.
They got one play in last night, and that was it. And then
at least they got to finish the game, unlike Iowa State, South Dakota State all those years ago, where they had one play to Shante Jones for a touchdown, and the game never happened.
Drake had that same thing happen this year. Their season opener didn't finish because of lightning. 56-0.
Undefeated Drake Bulldogs, if I do stand corrected. Sorry not to interrupt your play-by-play.
You're good.
There,
I was then reminiscing about the Eastern Washington win, which was such a great
And then
win.
we go back to the Drake-Iowa State snow game, and we can drift all sorts of ways here.
As an outsider watching that game, that was the funniest game I've ever seen in my life.
And I believe that Drake game was because of the South Dakota State game being
because
canceled.
They had to play,
Right.
I just remember it was really cold.
And we had that, slushy snow, and then it stopped, and the field just went to all terribleness.
Would have been one of the biggest upsets in college football history.
Oh, hands down.
It's good times. Clock's moving here.
Fun to reminisce.
8:40 to go. Grant Gamble is still in the ballgame. He'll get the carry off the left side, turns it upfield, and is ripped down. No, he's not. He stays on his feet, continues to turn the legs, and is all the way down to the 33-yard line. Unbelievable job by Grant Gamble.
Balance and speed by Gamble there, and he probably feels like he ran 100 yards on that play, but man, he fought through some arm tackles there at the end, and that is a huge pickup. And You know what? I'm just going to say it. If I'm Coach Baker, I'm pulling him after this drive.
Yeah,
he's had enough. We don't need to risk anything else because
Unless-
you know he's not going to stop running hard like that.
Unless you know he's not really injury prone. He's actually going to throw, and this one's low, intended for Maverick Inman.
He just kind of flaps his
looks back
arms
to the
out.
sideline.
Like,
He's like, well, we tried that.
That was fun, Coach. Thanks. Let's not do that again,
He
right?
did have almost a pass attempt early. He did got
then he got
drilled.
smoked.
Yeah, got smoked on the backside, but
held on to the ball.
Yeah, he did.
And I do think Beckett Baker's now in street clothes on the sidelines.
There's a couple Lincoln players limping out on crutches. There's one full in uniform. I'll have to check who that is here in a second.
Yeah, I think that was the offensive lineman that went down earlier.
Lambertson gets the call on second down and gets a good chunk of it back. It'll be third down. It's short upcoming for Waukee. Again, you don't have to go for it on fourth down. This is Magnus Bruning field goal territory.
Yeah.
So.
And maybe let him get it something more than a PAT in for the night.
That's what the Rivenberg pass was that you and I both thought.
Right.
That's just a big, okay, we can still do something if need be. Because they're not going to be able to play like they are tonight offensively.
And if they are, good for them. But, yes, you're correct. You're going to run into an Iowa City Liberty likely next week or somebody.
Well, that was
Bettendorf.
a score I just saw. Liberty's up 21-20 over Jefferson. Cedar Rapids Jefferson at the end of the first quarter.
Okay.
So that could get interesting.
Yeah.
Gamble stays on his feet, just will not go down. First down for the Warriors.
The Eastern schools cannibalizing themselves.
Well, and sometimes, we were talking about it with Inbound this week. Like Liberty and Bettendorf, you're in the postseason. You know you're going to be the home team because that's clinched. What does losing in week 9 really do? I don't know. It's just different as Waukee finds themselves in the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone. That's another thing with RPI. I mean, you can mathematically know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
what happens next week.
Very, very true. Regardless, you're planning for next week.
Unless you're sandbagging to play a different team in the playoffs. Here's a handoff, and Ben Case Howell gets upfield for a couple.
He was going to keep fighting if that jersey rips off of him or the shirt rips off of me, he's probably in the end zone there.
Made a lot of plays there just to get a couple. It'll be second down and short upcoming. Here in the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone. Couple trips tonight for Waukee. Case Haub, just a junior. It's the handoff again. Cuts upfield and is stood up. Nice job by Lincoln. He's going to get down to the 1.
And good job by the Lynx there to stack him up, and that'll be a first down at the 1.
That's another time they've had the first down
times,
marker was at the 1-yard line. So fresh set of downs here for the Warriors as the clock continues to tick.
About to be under 5 minutes here, and Waukee in no hurry necessarily, but again, I'd imagine that you've got to pull some guys after this drive here.
Rivenberg is still the quarterback. Hand off to Ben Case Haub, and he walks in. Touchdown to Waukee. They crack 60 here on senior night.
Statement win. I think it's safe to call this a win for Waukee. And again, we're not trying to take anything away from what Lincoln's done this year. They've had a really good season at 5-3 coming into tonight. Just a little outmatched, unfortunately. Just have not been able to move the ball outside of the 1 touchdown drive to start this half.
Magnus Bruning on to attempt the PAT. This will be 9th PAT of the night. If you had him in fantasy, you're feeling good. Snap, hold, kick is
Wouldn't
up.
that be something? Fantasy football for high school.
You can do it. 63-7. We'll be back. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Long kickback for Waukee, and Lincoln will take over at the 20-yard line. 63-0 Waukee on top of Council Bluffs Lincoln. The winner is headed to
63-7.
63-7 is your score.
All good.
And we'll see ETN Higgins come back out. And John, showing a little bit of flashes, but just the line for Waukee has been a big difference.
Yeah, and I think, that last drive was much more of what the Lynx had hoped for throughout this game, as I said earlier. But, yeah, Waukee's had so much pressure on Higgins tonight. They've gang tackled very well. They're swarming to the football really nicely. And so been really impressed with how Waukee's defense has really contained a really good quarterback, in my opinion, in Higgins.
Hansen, backwards throw.
Double pass.
Or double pass. This is caught at the sticks. That was number 2, Josh Rasmussen.
Nice catch.
That's a first down.
And was that Lasejo on the second pass?
The second pass was number 22. That was Cale Hansen.
I was about to say, holy cats. But,
take
again.
a look at the replay here. He just checks it out to the outside. It's a desperation heave, but
it works.
Yeah, first down is a first down. Higgins will roll and will chuck this thing up. One-on-one ball, and this is incomplete, but a late flag.
Higgins threw that 40 yards in the air on the run across his body. It's a good arm strength there from Higgins and a lot of potential, and I think we're going to get a pass interference downfield.
I mean, I guess enough contact to warrant it. It was just a really late flag coming from the judge on the far sideline.
And that's one of those where it was maybe a little underthrown, so coming back to the ball versus, it's just defenders getting no man's land a little bit. But impressed by Higgins' arm strength on that throw there.
Alvin Greer, and I apologize, it's pass interference from the spot. There you go. Now you're moving it up. Alvin Greer is the one who was called on the penalty. When in doubt, if there's contact, most of the time, especially in high school, you will see the flag thrown. So.
Clock continues to tick now under 4, 1st and 10 from the 48.
Again, going to change the play here at the line of scrimmage. Watts is the back. Brady Watts, 6', 155 senior. Higgins with time, fires out to the outline and incomplete. Pass is intended for Aiden Sandboth.
Ball gets out of his hand pretty quick.
Yeah, he does.
Really impressed. Sorry to interrupt you there.
I think I don't watch a lot of North Dakota football, but seemed like he could fit in that style of offense.
Yeah, I mean, they tend to run a little bit of that RPO style, and Bubba Schweigert, the coach up there, is pretty old school, but has adopted some new traits. And, it's they've got great facilities up there as a North Dakota grad, actually. They played Iowa State this year, too, so nice little chance for Higgins to get over and connect with his future team.
2nd and 10. Great pass. Great check down short. This time it does work for Sandboth. 6'6" senior wide receiver on the quick out route. It'll be 3rd down and medium here.
Gonna bet he plays basketball.
I was thinking the same thing. Sure seemed like he played basketball or could play basketball.
His frame looks more basketball-esque, no offense to him.
And, we talked about it. Lynx have had good basketball teams here in the recent years. So.
Look out for those Western schools when it comes to hoops. They know how to compete at times when they need to. And speaking of hoops, we're only a little bit over a month away from first part of the season tipping off for basketball. So exciting time. Of course, got state volleyball and football to get through too. Deep ball down the sidelines and wide open.
Josh Rasmussen.
Just having himself a rough night.
Oh, man.
Beat his defender, and he was alone down the sidelines on a perfect ball delivered by Higgins. And it's going to bring up 4th and 4. And, man, Rasmussen is just beating himself up. Don't be too hard on yourself, kid. It happens. I think he was so excited he was going to find the end zone.
I think also that, and he was thinking about where am I at on the sideline.
Well, he's a senior and does not have a touchdown yet this season.
Yeah.
He's probably jumping for joy as he sees his defender go down and the ball's right there.
4th down and 4 here with 1:54 to go in the 3rd. Higgins will keep it, and
he gets it.
Yeah, he's going to get it. 1st down for Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln.
Down to the 41 he goes for a new set of downs. 11:40 now to play. Yeah, Rasmussen being tough on himself over there on the sidelines. He'll get right back in, I'm sure, because he's gotten open a couple times. It's only a matter of time for him.
Brady Watts is back in at tailback, and Huey up there at the tight end position, kind of in as a fullback. Throw over on the right side once again, and sand both.
Higgins delivers that like a shortstop almost, kind of a little sidearm drop there. And
might play baseball too. I don't know.
Might play baseball. I mean, odds are likely.
Closing in on a minute to go here in the third quarter. Quick moving because of the continuous clock. Lincoln trying to grab another touchdown here, or a couple more points. Could be the last play of the half here. We'll see how they play it. Higgins to Sandboth again, gets around one. Aiden's got another first down. The Lynx continue to move the chains against Waukee's secondary offense, or secondary defense.
Quick hitters have been the key now for the Lynx here in the second half, not giving Waukee any time to get home and get to the quarterback and create sacks and opportunities that way. But again, just nice answer here in the second half, and certainly something that I think the Lynx can hang their hat on tonight, regardless of outcome.
They're going to go quick here. They want to get this possibly before the end of the quarter. Watts moves out in motion. They check down to him. Brady thought about throwing. Instead, will take it himself and gets up to about the 20-yard line. And that will do it for the end of the third quarter. We will go to the fourth. Waukee leads Council Bluffs Lincoln 63-7 is your score. We'll be back. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Second down, over the middle for the pass for Higgins. Incomplete, broken up. Two Waukee defenders in the area, and there is a flag down here, though, back by the line of scrimmage. So expect this thing to be coming back or going backwards.
Haven't been a ton of penalties tonight in this game.
No.
Just a couple of offsides, and then the big one was the PI.
Holding is on the offense, number 54, Braden Lindgren. Only downside of having the official mic'd up in the high school level is he says your number. Usually it's just you say holding, offense, don't say the number, but you get the number now, so, or at least we, the crowd.
We like
hear
it.
Yeah, usually the crowd, yep.
I think coaches like knowing who the infraction was on to, and might as well know. Parents might not.
Yes. Fourth quarter just getting underway. Continuous clock here, so we'll keep moving unless penalties and or scores. Brady Watts in motion. Or excuse me, this is Hansen. Hansen in motion. Runs into traffic, and down he goes. Great defense by Waukee to swarm to the ball. It's going to be third down and a long way behind.
Yeah, and again, they're just trying to hit those swing passes, and I think Higgins was mad at himself for how he kind of put his running back or Hansen in the tough spot there. Just didn't put him in a great spot to create space, and that's what you need to do on those swing passes. You're trying to get him out into space, have some blockers ahead of him, and if that ball's behind, it just throws off the footwork and the time to cut.
Crazy thing about this game and how it's turned out, these two teams played last year. Waukee won 42-0, and this is a Lincoln team that was all juniors last year. I mean, almost all their skill position players were juniors. They'll check down to Huey, the tight end, and he'll get upfield about to the original line of scrimmage. But a Waukee team that was pretty much the same team as they are now. Same thing with Lincoln. Waukee has just taken a huge step.
Yeah, and again, it comes down to bodies, I think, more than anything. If you look at that Council Bluffs Lincoln sideline, they just don't have the numbers that Waukee has. It's a conversation I had with Ernst Brunn with Roosevelt, too, when they were playing Ankeny Centennial a couple of weeks ago. You know, he said our freshmen only lost by 6 to their freshmen, but they had 70 guys out. We have 30, you know.
4th down and 10 for Higgins in the offense. Here comes the blitz.
Ooh,
nowhere to go. He is sacked down in the backfield by a host of Warriors. Big number 68 was in there. That is Harrison Velde. And I believe number 34 was in there as well, Cale Seller.
Yeah, and I think Clark Harrison was in there too. Yep. So it was a gaggle of Warriors.
It's one of those that's going to go down as a half sack.
Yeah, it was a team sack at that. And so there is your turnover on downs. And
now, Foley, a full second-team offense, is out there for Waukee. Let's see. Who do we got?
Dig deep in the roster now.
We got number 14, Hunter Wilson, a junior, in at quarterback. And I can't quite tell the running back yet. We'll wait and see after this carry. It's a handoff near side. And the carry is number 42, Brandon Curtis. And a flag is down. It looks like false start on Waukee, or illegal formation on Waukee.
And that's going to happen sometimes when you get some of these guys in that aren't used to playing as much. And
that will happen.
It is part of it. With that, the clock does stop at 9:05.
So taking a look this year, Wilson has played. He has one carry for -7 yards, and then who did I say? Brandon Curtis was in the backfield.
Yeah.
That was just his second carry of the evening, or second carry of the season. They're going to throw this time. This is caught by number 13, Brady Snyder-Smith, the senior wide receiver.
Good for him getting some minutes in there tonight, too, and a reception.
And it'll bring up second down, and I guess to say probably 13 or 12 here. Clock continues to move.
Be curious to see what Waukee's roster looks like next week.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. And we'll keep the team that they're playing on their toes, or who to repair or to prepare for, as another good carry there.
I think there's one guarantee, and that is Gamble is going to get some carries. But don't be shocked when Coach Baker dials up something tricky to start that game off.
Brandon Curtis on the carry again. 6 foot, 185, or 156, excuse me. Listed as a running back / linebacker. Third down and about 4 or 5 here for Curtis, the quarterback. Almost gets Lincoln to jump off sides on his hard count. 5 seconds on the play clock. Curtis, hands off, and getting a couple. Actually going to get the first down here.
Nice little carry from Curtis there.
Yep, Curtis. Wilson kind of faked the handoff, and Curtis gets upfield, does the job. See a better look at the Be the Light towels there that Waukee's wearing. Everybody's in on it. I mean, you got pink socks for most people. You got pink arm sleeves.
Yeah, full buy-in.
Yeah, they went all out.
Yeah, this game winding down now under 7 minutes, and Waukee just trying to send this one off into the sun, or sunset's already set.
Check down short, and once again, a catch by Brady Snyder-Smith.
Nice quick catch, holds on to it too, takes a nice little hit.
See if I can look quickly on bound here for any other scores of any sort.
I can find some too if you'd like. I think the big one we wanted to know was the Ottumwa Waterloo.
Yeah, Waterloo West leads at halftime, 14-7. Iowa City Liberty has picked things back up, 42-7 over Jefferson. Cedar Rapids, Cedar Falls, excuse me, as Curtis on another good carry. Cedar Falls is a team that right now looks good to get in, because whoever the loser of Ottumwa Waterloo West is, assume they drop out. Cedar Falls is currently 17th in the polls, So it looks like they could sneak in.
On the carry, number 42, Brandon Curtis.
And that'll be one to keep an eye out for.
No updates from Dowling.
By number 11, Fuller Russell.
Check Centennial. See how they're doing against Urbandale. It used to be so much faster at finding these scores.
Yeah, I'd look up the hashtag on Twitter.
Ah.
And around to Vince Bunkers. Bunkers 6'1", 175, so expect to hear his name a little bit, as there is a flag down, though, at the 40-yard line.
Valley, of course, has Marshalltown. Ankeny, as we said, beat Washington 56-0.
First down.
Don't forget, Iowa gets Northwestern tomorrow in college football. Iowa State off this weekend. I haven't looked to see who you and I and Drake have,
Yeah,
but the
not.
Bulldogs undefeated still, including a win over Eastern Washington early this season. They've had a couple of overtime thrillers, had to block a field goal by Presbyterian last week to send it to overtime, and so it's, I mean, they've kept us on the edge of their seats.
Bettendorf, number 1 Bettendorf, currently trailing Iowa City High, who's ranked 9th in the RPI. That is a 28-16 game, as there's a nice pass by Wilson to get close to the chains. That game's important because Bettendorf will keep home playoff advantage, but Iowa City High could sneak in and get a win and go and face a home field advantage in the playoffs. One of their losses, very interesting, is to Joliet Catholic, so they have to technically count the RPI of Joliet from Illinois, who has only lost 3 games this year. So
yeah, interesting.
Definitely one of those to keep an eye out on. Another check down short. This is caught by Schuler, I believe, and another flag is down.
Yeah, that's Brady Schuler, the senior tight end, 6'5". So in case you were wondering, they have size at the tight end position.
They do. No surprise. Iowa City West trailing Prairie. Prairie is on the outside looking in, but I don't know if they're going to have enough teams lose in front of them. An eligible receiver is the call.
In non-football scores, the Yankees lead the Dodgers 2-1 after Stanton home run.
That won't last after the Yankees
They're in
bullpen.
the 6th, I
Oh, well,
believe,
that's usually when they blow the lead, though.
Yeah. So, World Series, Game 1, obviously.
Keep an eye out for that one. All right, so closing in here. 4:20 to go in this one. Second down and a long way. Second down and 19 is the call.
Waukee Northwest was leading Ames 50-0.
That one's
with
over the
a
top
quarter
line.
to play.
Tough season for Northwest. Won't make the postseason this year, really. But they're young. They are going to be very good
They are
next season, obviously, with Heitman. Very good quarterback, or Heitland, excuse me.
Well, and you got to wonder what they could have been with a guy like Maverick
Yeah,
Cameron
yeah.
in that lineup.
Really. I mean, that has kind of been one of those things, and just hasn't been their year. Got the wins over the teams they should have won against, but really, I mean, you look at the close games. Dowling was one they probably could have won, and then the one against Waukee. As Curtis taking off downfield, boy, he runs like a gazelle. He gets all the way upfield. It's going to be 4th down and short, but man, he can high step.
He can.
A little bit of a different running for him. But
He's very upright as a running back.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I mean, if he eventually lowers the shoulders, he's going to be scary when he gets downhill.
That is a first down. They're going to give the first down to Waukee. Have any updates on our Iowa Wild by any chance?
They're down 4-1.
Oh, okay.
We don't need to talk
All
about
right,
it.
never mind.
Yeah. Don't need to talk about that one. Of course, we are hockey fans in this booth as well.
It'll be first down and 10, getting close to the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone. It's always a long debate. What is the red zone, the 25 or the 20?
20.
I agree. As that one gets upfield.
That's how ESPN Fantasy Football defines it.
All right, well, there you go.
ESPN's not wrong.
One of our producers, Randy, and I had a nice long conversation about that. He was convinced it starts at the 25.
Well, Randy,
I'm like, well,
if
that's
you're
a long.
listening,
I was like, that's a long red zone.
maybe in arena football.
Yeah.
Half the field is red zone then in indoor football.
I tell you what, this is a long drive, probably the longest drive of the night for Waukee. Just trying to kill more clock here.
Ticking under 2:20.
Nice little screen check down pass to Brady Snyder-Smith, getting a couple reps here. They're letting Hunter Wilson throw the ball more than Rivenberg did. Not that Rivenberg really needed to, but
Rivenberg is senior. Hunter Wilson is just, what, a junior?
But same class as Beckett Baker.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Definitely won't see the field as a quarterback unless Beckett is hurt. But
fingers crossed that it's not a long-term injury again for Beckett. He has been on crutches in street clothes tonight since that first drive. And
we'll just have to wait and see as they've reached the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone. And you said it. I mean, we'll just see what happens. I will say it's a good thing it's not the mid-2000s and 2010s, or else you'd be playing playoff football on a Wednesday night, and you wouldn't get much time to prepare as the playoffs start next Friday. But Waukee will have to go on the road.
Yeah, they didn't change that until, what, 2016,
yeah,
I want to say.
It was a while. But I'm glad it made the change.
Such an oddity having those first-round games on a Wednesday, and you had 32 teams in the postseason, and it was just
crazy.
Everyone in there. You had 3 and 5 teams or 3 and 6 teams making postseason at times, and
it is 4th down, and Magnus Bruning will finally get his shot here as they call a timeout.
Minute left.
We'll just stay here as they're going to just switch out personnel here.
Beautiful night, though.
Yeah, it is. It is a beautiful night. Obviously, we can't tell how cool it is, but Reese, our camera guy, and Caleb, they look kind of cold.
Their hoods are up and their gloves should be on.
Yep.
Avoiding the front. I mean, we're up around the wind up here on the balcony, too, so you got to account for the breeze and the wind chill now.
Magnus Bruning this year is 37 of 40 on PATs, and he's 3 of 4 on field goals. His longest is a 48-yarder. So where are they at here?
This will just be a simple 35-yarder.
Yep. So Bruning will try it from left hash here to try to make it a 66-7 game. Might as well. You got the kicker to do it.
Keep the leg fresh. Couple steps and deliver.
Bruning puts it up, and it is
a lot of leg. It was so high we had to wait for the signal.
The officials were both looking up, but yes, it is good. 66-7 will just stay here since we're almost here at the end of this one. But Magnus Bruning gets 3 points on the board for himself. So what? He made 9 PATs, and he made a field goal from 30. It's a good fantasy night. So
it's a big fantasy night.
Good to see it for Magnus Bruning, one of the better kickers in the state. And Waukee's lead is 66-7. And under a minute to go, and should be the last couple plays here for Lincoln. The Lynx will drop their season and end it at 5-4, but still a really good year for Coach Kilburg and his entire team. Going to have a couple seniors you're going to have to fill the gap for, but excited to see what Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln can do next year. Waukee will improve to 6-3 and will go to the postseason once again. After not making it 2 years ago, they will go back and will await their opponent, and I couldn't tell you who it's going to be because right now, looking at the scores across the state, the RPI is going to get turned on its head. I can just tell you they're going to go on the road. But, I mean, they could end up playing Ankeny. I mean, I don't know. They could end up playing Centennial. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens here.
I just think it's one of those – I like the fact that there is that option of they could go out east because in years past that didn't exist.
No, you always played your metro schools, and then – you'd meet the Eastern Iowa team at state, and you're like, all right, let's see how good they are. And last year, we didn't have an Eastern Iowa team. 2 years ago, I don't even think we had an Eastern Iowa team. So it's a little bit of a drought for anyone outside of the metro.
Well, you want your best teams playing there.
Yes,
and there were years where it felt like, not saying the East wasn't good and competitive, but it certainly felt like a Central Iowa team probably would have been elevated above them had it not been for that situation.
Well, the clock's going to move here, and this should be the last play of the ball game. Waukee is going to grab win number 6 on the season. Did their job. They knew what had to happen, knew they had to win, and boy, did they do. I mean, that was a very dominant performance, and it looks like no quarterback out on the field. Etienne Higgins is not out at quarterback.
Who did Southeast Polk have again tonight?
They had Lincoln. So.
Okay. That one should be in hand.
They have McCain Bakker in at quarterback here, and he'll get one snap in here. Hand off to Watts, and down he goes. The Waukee Warriors are going to the postseason. Waukee is a playoff team in 2024. They defeat Council Bluffs Lincoln 66-7 is your final score. Waukee player a little bit slow getting up. He'll get helped off the field here after a hit there. But it's a win for the Warriors. 66-7 was your final score. Waukee is on to the postseason. Council Bluffs Lincoln ends their season at 5-4, and we will await what the word is on Beckett Bakker in the next couple days. We'll hope for the best for the starting quarterback who only played one drive before a knee injury, and we'll have to see what happens. For Caleb and Reese on camera, for our producer Rachel on her officially second time producing.
Great job tonight, Rachel.
Rachel, great job. He's John Schaefer. I'm Blake Walker saying so long for the regular season. You've been watching the Central Iowa Sports Network. We'll see you in the postseason.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you have an old inefficient wood fireplace, we need to talk. Heat & Glow has some great retrofit inserts to convert that old drafty wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace. A Heat & Glow gas insert will give you high efficiency, it will give you ease of operations, and it will give you enough warmth to take the edge off a cold winter's night. For the best in gas inserts, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.